Good evening, welcome back. Yeah, so this evening we got quite a few things to talk about. We're going to be all over the board. I guess first of all we'll start off with the Silverburst. It is not here. We took it to Lay's yesterday and dropped it off to get the vintage clear done on it, the weather checking and all that. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and talk about that right here. So originally I purchased the guitar. If you look back in my very early videos, you'll see the Silverburst where I talked about it, and it was just absolute perfect condition. Then I sold it to a guy in Arizona. It took a little plane ride, and it got such a small little tiny finish check in it that he had to magnify it by like 1,000 times to just be able to see it and to show reverb that there was something wrong. Now, a poker chip would have covered that just fine. I myself would have left it alone, but the guy wanted me to refund him some money because of the finish check, which he wasn't going to fix, and he wanted refinishing money for that in return. So I said, send it back. So when I got it back, well, what I had to do is I had to buy it back off of Reverb. So obviously they reversed the charges, and then I told them, well, then I want refinish money, right? Because of shipping damage. So I ended up getting $400 back from Reverb. So I rebought the guitar back from them, $400 cheaper than I sold it. Obviously I had a lot less than that when I purchased it. Then I gutted it out and I sold everything out of it. So all in all, in the end, I think I had about 500 bucks in a husk when it was all said and done after selling everything. So I put the other friggin' thing away. Well, anyways, the third pickup route was $125 at Lay's. And this time when we dropped it off, this is what the bill's going to be, $738.71. So they're going to overspray the guitar in light vintage tint, hot cold weather treat it, so it's going to be all weather checked. They can completely assemble the instrument, custom wiring, baritone 6-way switch, the tuners, the bridge, 220 bucks there. Adjust the truss rod, reset any loose frets, which we know they don't have that. Level and align frets, I doubt that. Recrown and polish, maybe they'll polish, buff frets, whatever. Set intonation, set nut height, and install strings. So that's 115 bucks. Their strings are pretty good. I told them to throw a set on it. $7 there. So we're at $738.71 plus the $125 to route the pickup in, plus the $500 that I have invested in the husk, and then I'm going to have to add up the baritone switch, the pots, the 3 pickups, the 6-way switch, just all the other parts that I bought it. I'll have to add those all up and see what we have in it when we're all done with it. But I should still be in it pretty good, and it'll be a pretty cool guitar with 3 pickups. So that is at Lay's, and it's getting closer to being a finished guitar. And the reason I had them go ahead and do everything is because when I get it back, you don't need to talk to. When I get it back, I want it to be completely ready, no ifs, ands, or buts, no questions, no issues. I want it to be like a brand spanking new guitar, and it will do that too, because when I sold everything off from it, I also sold the case to it because it had some blemishes on it. So I ended up purchasing another brand new case for the Silverburst. So when I get done with this guitar, it literally will be a brand new guitar again. I have the original COA and the warranty, all the booklets, everything that came with it originally too. So it's just going to be a brand new guitar that's been redone my way. So hopefully somebody else will like it, because obviously I'm going to put it up for sale. One of the guitar players at our church has an ESP that's got some pretty crazy coil splitting and phasing and all that stuff. So he really likes all the different things. And with that Silverburst having a 6-way switch and a baritone switch and all that, it's going to do hundreds of different things. So I'm really anxious to see that, and when I get it, I'm going to give it to him to play for a couple weeks, let him get used to all the different settings, so when we do a video on it, he can really run through all the gears on it, on the 6-way switch and the baritone switch. So there'll be 12 different settings just in those 2 pieces alone on that guitar, and I imagine you can change the combinations to many, many, many. So we'll figure all that out. I guess moving on, I haven't talked about any of this stuff in a long time. I completely forgot I even had it, to be honest with you. So everybody knows Buckethead. And here is the Buckethead signature Les Paul. This is not the studio. Will you please be quiet? I really like Buckethead. And this is my favorite album here, is the Crime Slunk Scene. So I ponied up and I paid way too much for this, over $100. I can't remember exactly right at the moment. I'd have to look back at my purchase history, but I did open it to look at it. So I'll pull it back out again, because there's a reason I bought this one without the cover. So, where is it? All right. How do you get this thing out? All right, so this is why I bought this one. So side A, it's a little dusty, but side A is fine. But if you look at side B, it was a factory screw up. They actually put a side A on it twice, and they put the side B over top of it. So that is a factory screw up. So it's kind of a rarity. So if anybody is interested in this, let me know. I'll put it up for sale on Reverb. If not, I've been thinking maybe I'll let it go with the guitar, or that one, or maybe even both. I don't know. But I definitely have the one with the factory screw up without a sleeve. And then I have this one here with the sleeve. And I'll probably hang on to this one until I don't have the guitar, or it may go with the guitar, or I may keep it. I don't know. I don't have a record player though, so it's kind of pointless. If anything, I could set it up for decoration, because that's what I'm going to do with these ones. I purchased these just to hang around here in the shop. This one here is pretty cool. It's a Les Paul and Mary Ford. The 1960s SG that they reissue all the time. It does have the album in it. So I'm going to display that. I think that's really cool. I'm really big into Gibson, so I thought that was quite fitting. And I just got some AC/DC albums and a Kiss. I used to have some Tommy Thayer guitars and stuff, and I'd forgot about this, or I would have sent it off with one of those guitars. And then last but not least, I had 9 Zakk Wylde guitars altogether throughout my collection, and lots of drum heads and pictures, and they've all been autographed and signed by him. All 9 guitars were autographed, JSA certified. This is one of the times that we met Zakk. There's my wife and I, and these were the Epiphones. So the concert was down in Akron, Ohio, and sorry about that. So there's Zakk Wylde right there, and then there's me, and there's my wife holding our guitars there. So that was really cool that we got to be front and center and on each side of Zakk Wylde. And then we just have this black and white one here. So I'll find some frames for these. I'm actually missing some pictures. I gotta find them. I don't know where they went. I actually have a panoramic shot of this one, and it's a lot clearer of all of us with Zakk. And I got a couple other pictures that are bigger, and I don't know what the heck I did with them. So anyhow, when I was at that concert down there, I purchased this album here. It's actually a double album. Yeah, it's a double print. It's the Live in Detroit. And then this one, I also bought in a concert, but I had all of them sign it. So this is the Grimace Hits, also a double pressed LP, and this is also JSA certified, authenticating that every single signature from all the band is authentic. So that was 50 bucks alone and a trip to New Jersey. We actually took this album, we took both the drum heads, the picture that's signed, 9 guitars. If you guys look back at my Zakk Wylde wah pedal collection, I had every single Zakk Wylde pedal, even the 357 Roto Vibe. We had him sign the Z45 wah pedal, and that was also JSA certified. I really went nutso with the Zakk Wylde stuff for a while, and really chased down signatures and certifications and all that. And then, I don't know, somewhere along the line, either I got burnt out on it or I got tired of it, and I just started collecting other things, because just about everything that was in my arsenal was Zakk Wylde or heavy metal related, as far as the guitars and stuff like that go. So I will be putting all the Zakk Wylde stuff up for sale again at some point, maybe, if I don't utilize it in the room when I finish remodeling in here. I've also been looking into some album frames, I guess you call it, like I have for these drum heads and the pictures. Maybe I can somehow put them in a frame and hang them. I don't know. We will figure all that out soon enough. But moving on, like I said, we had a lot to talk about in this video. So while I was down at Lay's, boy, you make me forget everything I'm going to say because you're so distracting. Yeah. So when I was down at Lay's, on a trip back, we stopped at Sam Ash in Mayfield and talked to my buddy Steven in there. If you guys are interested, the 2017 gold tops that you guys have seen me sell repeatedly for 1,500 bucks on my channel here, they have one at the Sam Ash in Mayfield right now for 850 bucks. There's one on eBay for 1,250. I've got myself spread thin. I've got guitar projects out and guitars I've just bought, guitars that are sold, and so I just don't want to bother with it right at the moment, but it's really nice shape. It has one really tiny chip. I guess I'll just go ahead just because you see me holding the thing. So on that gold top there's just one little tiny spot right here on the edge, and it sucks it's on this side because the last one that I sold had just a little tiny one down here where you didn't see it. But again, all those gold top tributes, just the 2017 and 2018s actually, because of the light back. If you get the 50s gold top tribute, that's got the dark back, it has the thicker 50s neck, and obviously the back is dark. It's a lot less desirable. People don't want to pay the money for it, probably because of the thick neck. The 2017 and 2018 tribute gold tops have that slim taper 60s neck, has the 490R, 490Ts in it, which is also desirable. So if you're really interested in a cheap gold top, and that's another reason the 17 and 18 sell so well. Most gold tops are in a 2,000 to 25 and up, you know, so you can get one around 1,500 bucks. If you're lucky, like the one I just found, you can go grab it for $850. You can play it for a little bit, turn around, make your money on it. So again, Sam Ash in Mayfield, Ohio. Call and ask for Steven. Tell him he's got a 2018 gold top tribute there that you'd like. Comes with the bag and everything. I checked it out. They also have another tribute there. It's a tobacco burst with the P90s in it, the black P90s. if I wasn't using my phone right now to film this, I would show you because I took pictures of them all. But it's basically a player. Right here is kind of wore out because it has that flat finish. It looks good. I mean, it's got nice wear on it. It has the robot tuners on the back. So it would be a really good guitar for to finish relicking it up and make it look old, or to do a complete refinish on it and make it the way you want. It's a perfect project. They also want $800 for that. They have a whole bunch of other nice stuff there too, but we're not going to go into that. But just put a heads up, anybody looking for a really nice gold top and they don't want to spend a lot of money, $800, Sam Ash, Mayfield, Ohio, ask for Steven. So while I was there too, looking at that, I went ahead and purchased a cream plastic jack plate for $2.50. They had Gibson ones there, but they wanted $20 for them. So I thought, well, you know what? It's just a little tiny piece of plastic, and all part stuff always fits. So it's not like I have to worry about it being a little Chinese fake copy not working right. Why are you piping up so much? It's strange because I'll have these guys on me most of the day when I'm home, and I can talk on the phone with my wife, whatever, and they're quiet. As soon as I come down here and I want to film, this is what I get. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and change this out real quick, because when I traded, I traded that. This is how desirable the 2017, 2018 gold tops are. Man reached out to me on Reverb, and he asked me if he would trade, or if I would trade my 2017 gold top tribute for this 2005 1960 reissue. So obviously I said yes. It's a really good upgrade. We're both happy. We both have nice guitars. I love the gold top tribute. I will have another one in my collection someday. Eventually I'll start keeping some of these, but until I start making some good money on them or something, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's just going to have to stay a hobby. Boy, I should have probably did that before I took the screws out, right? All right, let me stick two back in here so we have some leverage. I still, it's so hard to get to Cleveland because most of the time when I travel, I'm going south. But eventually, I'm going to get to Cleveland, and we're going to do a tour of Guitar Riot and Timeless. If you guys want to check them out before I actually video it, they're on Reverb, and they have their own page there out of Cleveland, Ohio. It's called Guitar Riot and Timeless Guitars. So Timeless is just a real small shop. It's two-story. The basement's all acoustics, and upstairs is all electrics and basses. And they have some really nice stuff in there, real old stuff. So eventually we're going to get out there and check that out. I think I put that on upside down. Yeah, it's got a taper to it. There we go. I don't know, maybe not, because that side's dirty. Alright. Might as well wipe that wax residue off while I got it apart. Let's use a little bit of this cleaner polish. Wow. I don't know who put this cream wax under there, but they got a lot of it on here. Alright, that's good enough. Yep, you don't see it no more. So this isn't quite is dark cream is the binding, but it's down at the bottom. You don't notice it. If I can find another one that's that color, I will. I mean, you can tell the difference there. But the other one that I got, you guys seen, I did a video of it. It was like dark brown. It said it was vintage cream like this, but it showed up dark brown. That might work on a 70s guitar with the brown back plates and stuff, so I hung on to it. We'll use it on something. Almost. It probably cracked because of the way the screws go in this thing. Two of them are a little at an angle. I won't make it real tight. You just stop it right there when it snugs up. All right. Well, that's all done, and I'm glad it's fixed because this one with 3 corners was really bugging the crap out of me. So at least that's done. All right, last but not least, this little turd here. I started to do a video of it when I started working on it. This is a Montea. It's supposedly from the 60s, but it's a Chinese copy of a Les Paul. It's made out of plywood. It literally has like stacks of plywood in there. And this is literally like a piece of underlayment, like 1/4-inch plywood that you would get. It's hollow inside. It's full of foam and all kinds of stuff. It's really weird. But anyways, I got the neck where it's not this far up with the strings and neck pointing like that. Would you please get up there? So anyways, I at least got a set of strings on it, and I've got the intonation on it pretty good. So this will probably go up for sale as parts are not working because it does not work. We tested it and there's nothing. You don't get any kind of sound out of it. And it's got a custom tuner on it as well. So if it doesn't become a wall hanger, then somebody will purchase it and put it together. Maybe they had it as a kid or something. I don't know. But this was one of the things that my dad found in a barn. He found a whole pile of them. Actually, those 2 ESs there, that banjo up there, this mandolin. I can't remember what else. He found a whole slew of stuff. Over there in the corner, there's a couple Strat copies. So yeah, he found a whole bunch of stuff there in the barn, and we're gonna figure out what to do with them. We'll probably just end up getting rid of them. I don't know, but when I started taking that apart, reason I didn't finish the video and post anything is because I was going to change all the pots in it and a 3-way switch and all that, but that has a 3-way switch like the SG, so it's short and like an angle like an L, and it's awful smaller than the regular 3-way switch. Same with the pots. You'd have to go and drill that top out, and that top, like I said, is just a tiny little piece of underlayment. So it'd probably blow it out and chip it out and all that. So I said, piss on it. Put it back together the way it is, just make the neck straight and sell it for parts are not working. So I just trashed that video. It's done, over with. We're moving on. So anyways, I think that's about it for right now. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update that the Silverburst is finally getting done, and it will be a finished, ready to use guitar when it gets here. The reason that I didn't do the wiring in it is because, well, for one, I'm not that knowledgeable on it. 2, this is the only kind of wiring that I'm good at. The 2-wire stuff, the old vintage crap. It's pretty simple, straightforward. When you get into the 4-wire pickups and like that 6-way switch, it had a billion wires hanging off of it. I clueless of what to do with that. And I looked through books and I searched online on how to wire all that stuff up. And it's pretty much like the most complicated algebra or something that you could think of, to me anyhow. Most of you guys watching this are probably like, I could have done that, no problem. Well, glad you can. I can't, so I have to pay $220 to have them wire that up. If I would have just did the 3 pickups with the vintage wiring and stuff in it, I could have probably handled that, because I looked at the 3-way switch for the 3 pickup guitars and it looked pretty simple to wire. But I wanted to go over the top and be different with this one, so that's why I got the 6-way switch, the Veritone switch, and all that stuff for it. So we're gonna see what happens, but it should be a nice guitar when it gets done. Again, you guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, have a great day.